What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today it's time for NFL Week 8 predictions and picks. Last week we had a really good week. We went 11-2 on the week. There's still 2 Monday night games to go that have not happened yet, but we're feeling pretty good about that. On the season total, we are 66-39, which is a 62.86% winning percentage. And last week in the last video, we did pretty good as well. We went 4-0 on the locks that I gave you and 1-0 on the upset that I gave you, which was the Broncos over the Saints. And just to show you guys the best players in the world, or the best pickers in the world, wherever you want to call it, on the ESPN Pigskin Pick'em Challenge site, which is what I use, the top players are 81-24. At least the top 2 players in the world are. And this is a list, obviously, that is fluctuating each and every week. But I think that the top guy here has been able to maintain his spot for the last 2 weeks, which is really impressive. Now, for this week, there are going to be no teams on bye. This is going to be a full slate of games this week, all 16 matchups happening. The last week, week 7, we had 2 teams on bye, which were the Bears and the Cowboys. So those are 2 teams to take note of for sure. And I'm going to give you guys 3 locks that I got for you guys and 1 potential upset. So the first potential upset that I got for you guys is the Rams over the Vikings. Now, this is an upset that I feel pretty good about for a couple of different reasons. Now, Sam Darnold has not been playing his best football the past couple of weeks. I think he's regressed a little bit since the start of the season. I know he's got a lot of pass catchers and a lot of weapons out there on offense, and I like Kevin Connell a lot as the head coach in Minnesota, but I think Sam Darnold is maybe taking a little bit of a step back, and I think that could definitely hurt the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I also like the Rams because they're coming off a bye, and this is going to be their 3rd week in a row at home in Los Angeles, which I think does make a difference. I think that makes an impact on this game. And I think, to be honest, they're just getting healthier at the right time, which is good for the Rams. Now, an interesting thing about the Vikings schedule is that after this game, they're going to face the Colts, the Jags, and the Titans. So I think those are very winnable games. So even if they do end up losing this game, they're going to be fine, even if they lose 2 games in a row here. Now, the locks that I got for you guys, I'm going to put on screen right here, is Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Denver. I like these 3 teams for kind of the same reasons. They're all well-coached teams. They're all physical teams. They're all playing inferior opponents, and they're all at home. So for those reasons, I like Detroit, I like Pittsburgh, and I like Denver. And then just to throw some other locks in there, because I think there are actually quite a few locks. I like the Chiefs over the Raiders. The Chiefs, probably the best team in the NFL. They have the best record, at least, and it'll be interesting to see how long they can keep it going. The Raiders obviously have their quarterback struggles and, just not a great team. They do have their highlights like Brock Bowers, but just not a great team. Then you got the Ravens over the Browns. I like the Ravens a lot in that game. Another beat-up team, and the Browns obviously losing their quarterback last weekend. And then you got the Texans over the Colts. Not as confident in this one because it's a divisional game and they can be a little bit weird. But I like the Texans. They're the better team. They're coming off a loss, and I think they're going to be hungry for a win. Then you got the Chargers and the Saints. I just like the way the Chargers have been playing this season under Jim Harbaugh, who I think is one of the best coaches in the NFL. He's really turned this team around and given them more of an identity. And then the Saints are kind of struggling to me with the quarterback position as well. I don't think Derek Carr is going to be back, so I think that Jim Harbaugh on this defense will be able to exploit the Saints. And then you got the Jets over the Patriots. This is a team that I think is also desperate in the Jets, looking to get another win. And I think that this is going to be a pretty high-powered offense for the Patriots to be able to stop. And then just for the sake of it, again, I'll give you guys another potential upset. I do kind of like the Jaguars potentially over the Packers. I thought about this for a while. The Packers are a young team. I think that they could underestimate the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are finally back in Jacksonville after 2 games in London. The Jaguars are also coming off a win versus the Patriots, which could be, a big impactful win that could maybe start a spark for the season. So I like those. So yeah, I'm going to have all the rest of the picks down in the description box down below, so make sure to go check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Later.